Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Nelson of Artisan Block. I'm building a small building for a gentleman out here in the Golden Gate Estates. He needs to put a single metal frame door, and of course I need to have it set, and then I'm going to, as I build the block wall attached to the, what I'm asking you is, should I buy the metal frame door from you? Is there somebody you can recommend that would help me set that thing, or could set it? Is there?
I mean, yes, I do. I have a guy, absolutely. I don't know if he'll want to just supply labor only. I don't know the relationship. I'm a distributor. I'm a material supplier. I've got a guy that I just come off the top of my head that I've just sold hollow metal to. I can put you in contact with him. I can send you an email and with his phone number and his email address if you like.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, in fact, yeah, if he wants to supply the door, whatever, yeah, it's just, but it has to be set before I can block to it, right? So.
Well, I mean, if you want a welded frame, you need to have the frame there when you are bringing up your course.
Yes. Oh, is there another option besides? I mean, could I build the thing and then they could settle a metal frame door without it being anchored into the block? Or is there? Well,
so the conversation of how to attach a frame to an existing wall could be an hour-long conversation. But
okay.
In summary, the best, absolute best, only way to do it, as far as the way I would do it,
right?
You have a CMU block wall?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not existing yet. That's why.
That's perfect. That's exactly where you want to be right now. So you're going to want to order a frame that's welded. You're going to want it to include wire or T-anchors. You will have it in position. You will shoot it down to the floor with a Hilti or whatever. You're then going to literally bring your block up to it. You're going to backfill the throat of the frame as you go up.
I'm going to stop you right there because I've been a mason for 40 years, so I know that's how we've always done it. We did high rise. I mean, every time I've ever put in a metal frame door, yeah, you guys bring it, set it.
You put in a frame then? Yeah,
I was just thinking. But that's the best way to go. So I'm just going to go that route. That's the only. My other option was, could I build the block thing and then let the owner take care of the metal frame? But that's not the way to go.
Well, I mean, that's the most common way to go. But how would you want it? Would you want it to be bolted into porous block, or would you want?
If it was my building, yes, I would.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
So,
okay.
I mean, it just. That's the bottom line. Really what dictates what happens is the schedule of construction, because a lot of people don't order the hollow metal. Most people don't order it on time. But
right.
I would personally, for my building, I would find that thoroughly unacceptable to have it bolted to porous block, even if you backfilled the block, which you will, obviously, for Florida construction.
Right.
Do you really want a 3/8 flathead sleeve anchor, some Asian manufactured piece of baloney holding your frame in? And the other problem you have, now that I'm thinking of it, is this opening's got to be compliant with windstorm. So windstorm will permit you to bolt it, believe it or not.
Right.
But now we have to. Someone's got to have a conversation about windstorm.
Right.
So you can anchor it either way, but you just have to decide how you're going to go about doing it.
Right. Right. So, if it's just, and I'm sure you have a plethora of doors, but just for a common 3/0 door, it's 6. I don't know the height on that.
Well, if you've got block, you're going to want a 7-foot tall door with a 4-inch header, so that you get to 88-inch overall height. So it's modular. You're not cutting block in half. That's what you're going to want.
God, he's tapping out at 6'8". That's what he wanted. Because all it is for a water. Okay, but that's with no header. I mean, that's. I
mean, you being a mason for 40 years, you're going to look at the guy and say, "What are you, dumb?" I mean, you're going to say, "Don't put that work on me of cutting block." Are you going to provide blocks cut in half? You're going to need a lintel. You're going to need 7/0 with a 4-inch head. Now, you could do 6/8 with a 2-inch head. I'm not the mason. I don't have to be the poor SOB out there chopping it. But I have had old Italian masons for 3 generations, want to cut off my head because I did what they asked. They asked for 6/8. That's what I sent. And they said, you know your job. I don't know that whole routine. Right. So, you want it to be modular, come to a course, whatever that height is.
Right. So once again, if the building tops out at 6'8", that's the top of my beam. That's not going to work.
Well, if that's the top of your beam, then you're going to need a custom height door that's going to be, basically 6'5" and 3/4 with a 2-inch header, 6'7" and 3/4 with a 1/4-inch shim. But that's, but I'm confused. Does the header exist, but the walls don't? Is that what it is?
No, the building does not exist yet. I'm a masonry contractor. I'm making a bid on this job.
Okay.
This is all. Yeah, I'm putting a bid on it. Last night it was just presented to me last night, and of course in the middle of the night I'm thinking, well, geez, it's a metal door. It's got to be set before I can lay up to it.
It's not only is it the best installation, but it's the least expensive. And I think you're just going to go back to whomever you're doing the project for and say, whoever specified 6'8", that's really not best practice. For less money, I'm going to sell you a 7-foot door with a 4-inch head. Less money meaning who's going to pay to cut all the block? I mean, that's going to be more than so it's less money and more headroom.
Yeah, but that's what he drew up to cover. It's just for his water equipment, so he doesn't,
All I'm saying is the height of doors and headers and wall construction just isn't this person's particular specialty. They might be a CPA or a doctor, who knows? But me and you, as directly related to hollow metal doors and their installation, we would say that's not best practice. Consider this as a better option.
I'll present that to him, and don't be surprised. Your first name again is it Richard? Was it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, Richard. Please, patience. I might be calling you back. Is that all right? I mean, and even the owner, we'll be buying it from you. So I know it's only one door. It's not like, but thank you. I appreciate the info, and I see I need to get back with the owner, and he may have to redesign this thing. Okay. I did take that into factor. So you may be hearing from me again. I appreciate it, Richard. Thank you for the info, and I see the doors are somewhere anywhere from 300 maybe plus. Just get an idea of the cost on it.
Well, you're dealing with you're gonna have to have a Florida listing. We're going to need to see what the code requires for that, and it's going to be priced accordingly, because when you do windstorm, it's not only the door and frame, but it's the hardware that goes on it. We've just done work up in Estero, all the Canadian hollow metal doors that were installed in the late 90s in those condo buildings, near the coast. When Irma came through, they just pushed it in like it was a vinyl strip door, and all of that material had to be redone under the proper Florida listing. But what that means is the lock set, the lock set on the active, the flush bolts in the inactive, it all had to come out of the manufacturer's listing, meaning the assembly as to how they've tested it. So it's not just use this, use this, use this. It can be, as long as all of those components are individually windstorm rated. Okay. So we have to, when we're in Florida, and I'm a relatively recent transplant to southern Florida in terms of a big wake-up call when it comes to this type of weather and selling doors. I've got family that comes down here and say, why do your doors swing out? Well, it's because of windstorm. Okay. So the answer to the question is it's not going to be just garden variety cost, because you might get stuck into a lock set that's going to be grade 1, because that's the only kind of lock you're going to get windstorm rating on. So your lock alone could be $400. But until we see the windstorm rating that's going to come out of the specifications, I don't know what we're quoting. A typical hollow metal door.
We're talking a hand-drawn.
Is there going to be?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think there's going to be a permit on this thing. It's for a water supply. It's for his water equipment, which is 100 yards from his house. And it's basically just to surround his water equipment. It's
sure.
pumped.
So to be clear, the only way that I put a sign up on the outside of my building that wasn't more than 2 foot square.
Right.
There was a full permit process for that. So his structure is going to technically need a permit. If you're going to do it without scrutiny from the municipality, it's none of my business. I'm not the code police. But at that point, you're going to go to Home Depot and get the cheapest door possible because it just doesn't matter at that point.
Right. I got you. Okay. Man, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate all this info, and this is usually not selling doors and stuff is not what I usually do. So this is you're giving me
get dragged into it, don't they?
Right.
The only way the Mason, because we're from Chicago for 5 generations, and we're talking legitimate off the boat Italian guys, not much English, but they know. They know their job. And these guys don't want to deal with doors, but they can't get the job unless they put the door in.
Yeah, you got to get in and out. No.
You have to get in and out of the building.
Yep. Richard, I really appreciate it, sir.
All right, sir. Be in touch.
Okay.
Anytime.
Yeah, let me get back with the owner, and then I'll get back with you.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. If you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please click subscribe as well, and even share the video with someone that you know. And if you have any questions for a future video, please send them our way, and we will make every attempt to oblige. And thank you very much.